Hello, so intro is going to be at the end so we can get straight into this video, and in this video I'm going to be using artificial intelligence to create some objects for my hologram. So first of all, to show you my hologram, this is the Looking Glass portrait, and this is just like the normal display, so it's just displaying a screen. And to show you the holographics, as an example, we just have this simple scene here. So hopefully you can see here, but it will get a little bit clearer as we go on. So basically what I wanted to do is, I just wanted to test it out. Unity, I'm a bit familiar with the program, so I wanted to see how the coding capabilities of Chat GPT would handle such a project. So as you can see here, I started off with write me a script in C# for Unity. I have one circle and 3 cubes attached to a game object. Write a script to be placed on the game object. So that it should have said that will have the cubes rotate around the sphere like electrons in a nucleus. So as you can see, it's dealt with my dyslexia and all the rest of it, and it came up with this particular code here. So I've already put this code in so we can give it a test. So here it is here. So as you can see on the screen, this view here is one of the views that you can access inside of Unity, and effectively it shows you all of the objects in their superposition. It's not as easy to see on this one, but as you can see, we've got the scene going on here, and you can see it going on the screen. So that was the first one that I got, and it's not just from the angle that you're seeing. I can see that it's still holographic in nature, but it wasn't the clearest example, and I thought, maybe some of you know what I was getting at with this. So I moved on, and I said, okay, can you make the movement transform across all 3 dimensions more dramatically, as if it was being viewed in a hologram? So as you can see from this view here, it's going around, but when I was thinking electrons, this is all going along some axis. So I've told it about the 3, and it gave me this here. So let's get this code in, and I'll show you the results of that one. Oh, come on, here we go. So what I have here is my C# file, and this is the one that's on the game object. So let's go and give this another start now. So on the main holographic, it's kind of hard to see. On the superposition files, maybe you can see a little bit more what's going on, and I'll show you in the scene. So it's got a little bit of an angle here. So I remember with this one, I remember thinking, all right, cool. Let me switch up some of the settings in here. So what did I share? I think it's just actually on here, isn't it? So movement scale. Boom. Now the skill, bit mad. What's this doing? So let's get it down to 4.4. Show you in the game here, so as you can see, and now we've got the hologram going around a little bit more. So it did do what it said, or what I said, in terms of it being a little bit more dramatic and all of that, but I still wanted to take it further. So what did I say? I said, what do they call the motion that old science videos use to show whether the 3 electrons would move around the nucleus in unison? So it went through basically went through a little description that was speaking directly to what I'm asking, but what I was actually asking for is the motion that I'm looking for is what I used to see in old videos. So I'm going to get to this last one that I got here, and then I'm going to try and update it. So I said, I'm not talking about the actual science. I'm talking about the animation shown when old videos used to try and articulate electron shell configurations in motion. So I think with this one, I was just using the exact word. So the concept of electron shell configurations. So I find that that helps sometimes with using the Chat GPTs and all the AIs. Like I mentioned in my other video, it's not about trying to outsmart. It's actually about trying to work in unison when trying to work in unison. So taking key phrases that it is used to try and send them back. And the way that Chat GPT works is at this stage with Chat GPT 3, it remembers the conversations that you've had. So you can take any of these individual sentences that I'm saying and you can put it into a fresh chat, and it's not going to come back out with the same results. So that also lends to using particular semantics as it gets described to you in the same chat, whilst being in the same chat, trying to get more clarified results. But anyway, so I said that. Then it said, I apologize for misunderstanding your question. It sounds like you were describing a type of visualization that is often used to depict the movement of electrons within an atom. This visualization is intended to help explain the concept of electron shell configurations, which are used to describe the arrangement of electrons within an atom. In this visualization, the electrons are typically depicted as small balls or a dot, orbiting around the nucleus of an atom in a circular or elliptical patterns. The movement of electrons within their shells is often depicted using animation, with the electrons orbiting the nucleus in a smooth and continuous fashion. These types of visualizations is often used in educational videos or materials to help illustrate the concept of electron shell configurations and the way in which electrons move within the atom. I hope this helps. So it does seem like it knows what I'm talking about. So I said, using your last understanding to further improve the electron orbit file and make the motion more dynamic with circular and elliptical patterns. So what I've done is I've taken the keywords from this paragraph here about circular and elliptical patterns, and then I'm just referring to electron orbit file as it's what it named the public class. Gave me this response. So I will show you what these results are now. Okay, sorry, I learned something right then. You're with me with the learning. This is that real-time learning. All right, so get the Visual Studio. Okay, and now we have this movement. So, as you can see in the superposition one here, it's not as dramatic as the last one when we changed it. And as you can see in the scene here, but what we have here is, if we go to the movement scale and move it out a little bit, then we've got this thing here. So let's put this up to, actually that's gone too far now. It's evened itself out almost. Let's see in this one here. In fact, actually, I feel like I might have done another one after this, because this one seems like a little bit of a step backwards. So yeah, let me just let's check back here. Did I do another one? No. Okay, this one. Let me check the settings here, because I feel like I got this one to look a little bit better last time. Let me see. But anyway, I'm gonna improve on it anyway. Maybe I had the settings themselves were, there was something in the nuances that actually, okay, here we go. We got a bit of movement here now. So, as you might be able to see, they are, let's get the superposition here. We've got a little bit more variation here. It's not really what I was looking for, but we definitely have something kind of interesting going on here, like in terms of a rhythmic movement. So now this is what I'm going to spend a couple attempts on and seeing if we can get an upgrade to this. So one thing I was thinking is the way that it's created it here. So if you look in the file, so it says 3 cubes, but actually what it's given me is an array. So I could add more cubes that go into that. Let's just give that a quick test to see if that is true. Get a cube, put it on the game object, and slap it into the array. Now what would we get? So it's wayward, but it's there. So it is made for free. It's interesting that it's done it that way. Actually, you know, to be fair, the code does look a hell of a lot cleaner. So I'm not against it. All right. So what I'm thinking is, can you give me the script? The script again, but put each cube on its own. What word did we use here? There we go. On its own elliptical movement and have all three spread across the degrees evenly. So can you give me the script again, but put each cube on its own elliptical movement and have all three spread across the degrees evenly? We'll see if it knows what that means. So, you know, the attempt here is that by getting each of those cubes to move on its own axis, that's what's going to give me that electron kind of look that I'm trying to achieve. That yeah, I think that would just really be like the best sort of test display for this hologram. When I first got it, it's what I imagined, and yeah, this is the beauty of AI, the prototyping, the testing, and as you can see, you know, when it comes at least to this coding use for AI, even though I don't care, I think that humans should create technologies as high as possible. I don't believe in planned obsolescence, so I don't believe in dumbing down AI because of you know, individual threats. But as you can see at this stage, it still takes a level of knowing. So, you know, if this doesn't work, I'm going to effectively, it will be down to me trying to find the keyword that I'm trying to find, you know, or the clear articulation, the keywords, the phrases that will be able to get in there. And so for every use of a phrase, you know, that's where you get the output. But it's arguable that that's also kind of how life works, that people who can articulate themselves and get their point across are the ones who are able to like manifest things, whether it's because of how they use humans, like human resources, or, you know, whether it's just them being able to define things in their head and having a better access to like a theoretical plane that they can experiment with and then come into the physical plane and do those experiments with. So it's kind of always been the same thing. But let's give this a try now. All right. So, variable cubes of electron orbit haven't been as... Okay, 1 second. That's just me doing... Oh, it's going to give me this error now because I added it beforehand. Oh, no. I might just have to wheel it up. No. Let's see. In fact, we'll do it this way. We will remove the component, bang it back on. Circle, cube 1, cube 2, and cube 3. Alright, cool. So now let's see what's cracking. Absolutely whiling. Right, so we've got this movement here. And movement scale. So, I mean, it's interesting. Let's get the speed up a little bit more and I'll show you. So yeah, it's interesting. You know, we got some interesting play with the depth there. It's not what I was looking for though. So let's try it again. So now what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to say, okay, take, what did I say beforehand as the intro? I said, can you give me, okay, give me the script again. So let me try that again. So give me the script again with with public variables I can change to change the direction of each individual change the direction of each individual cube around the circle. Give me the script again with public variables I can change to change the direction of each individual cube around the circle. Let's see. One is certainly. There we go. Certain. Cool. So now we should see some publics. So the speed, the amount of movement, the rate they change, the direction of each orbit. Okay, so this is just doing clockwise and counterclockwise. So, okay, I'm going to get this, because this is giving me one. I would have tested it even though it was the wrong thing if it was giving me the option to change each little, to change each cube individually. But I don't. I did say, give me a script again with public variables so that I can change of each cube individually. All right. This script changes, what did we call it here? We called it the, okay, this script changes the direction of all the cubes at the same time. I want to be able to make those changes individually. This script changes the direction of all the cubes at the same time. I want to be able to make those changes individually. Okay. If I keep looking back, that's just because that's where I got my streaming set up on the screen behind me. So now, what we're saying, the direction of orbit of each cube. Certainly isn't a video that allows you to change the direction of each cube individually. Am I being hasty? Let me put it in there. No, I think I got that wrong because the int is an array. Maybe. You can adjust your orbit directions array to specify direction of, okay, let's see, let's give it a try. What is this? Nut and set on area. What is going on? Index was out of bounds of the array, so it needs. So let's do 0.5. What did it say here? 1 for counterclockwise. So yeah, 1, minus 1.5. Okay, so to be fair, it's not what I wanted, but the variation is at least giving that kind of alternative. I don't know. It's feeling a little bit more electronic, I think. But it's not really what I want, though. It's not really what I want. But I think I'm gonna save that for another video, and we'll see where we can get to, and I will save all of the upgrades and do it live. See what we can figure out. So my name is Vince Southblessed. I've been a transmedia producer for over 20 years. I've been an entrepreneur for over 20 years, and I've got about 6-7 years now, knee deep into the coding, the creative technology. So when this artificial intelligence boom happened in 2022, it was made for a lot of people, but I feel like it was made for people like myself. I have over 20 years of projects, films, music, comic, animations, games, software, hardware prototypes, and I'm just going to be exploring all of those things through artificial intelligence, me and the minds of a million people, seeing what we can create. So if you had already been subscribed to my channel, I am fully appreciate it. I've left it on a zombie kind of vibe for a long time, and that was just me learning to code effectively. Yeah, it probably was about that long ago when I last posted a video. So if you're here from there, I really appreciate your presence. And if you're a new person, I hope you found something valuable from this video. So please, everybody, have a blessed day.